Well, okay. It's what it's called.
It's
What?
called Fort Labugan.
Fort Labugan. I didn't even know how to name.
Fort.
Well, how do you like that? Well, now we know, and it's a place you would
Something
actually
is
stop.
getting done. That's good.
That is nice. It's nice. It's someplace that you wouldn't stop before because you know there was graffiti and there was trash. You know,
It was a dump.
It all needed a spark plug.
that's what it was. So you actually headed up there and cleaned it up. In the description, for whatever reason, I didn't get it, and then I drove by it and went, "Oh, this is the place they cleaned up."
Yeah, it's a nice place, isn't it?
It is. It's a nice place to potentially stop. I always thought, but the thing is that it was a little dirty. But now it looks beautiful. So that's a great
Travis,
start.
How long will it stay clean? It's not enough to get things started. It's a continuing effort after that to keep it clean.
Well, there is that.
And future enforcements come in.
Yes, but I'm happy to say that the Department of Military Affairs has stepped up and adopted Fort Labugan. They were there last weekend cleaning it up. They're putting trash receptacles. And so what Mr. Israel just said, once we clean it up, you know, the upkeep is really important. So they've adopted the park, and they're going to be keeping it really beautiful for us for months and months to come. So I just wanted to let people of Guam know that.
She's
I
very
see.
forceful. She work for her.
You know, she could be very
And also,
persuasive, as I understand.
The attitude and commitment of Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio. I knew with him in hand, any project he takes on will not just languor in the background, he'll get it done.
Okay, well, that does make sense, and you have seen evidence of the island beautification efforts in the past. You know, even before there were the island murals, there were the areas in East Agagna that, needed some freshening up, and that was one of the first big, I think, projects that you were involved in, yes?
Yep. I've been involved in a number of different projects. The one in East Agana, we're going to be redoing that with tile this time. It's going to be
tile?
permanent. Yeah, it's going to be permanent. You know how it is when you paint it, you got all the water coming through and everything.
Yeah.
Manu Milwani at Rainbow Paint, and his whole company has said, we're going to donate the tile to make it a permanent fixture, the U.S. and Guam flag with a nice support our troops ribbon in the middle. And so I really want to thank him. But there's been, you know how many programs have been involved in the Vietnam Veterans Wall and
Yes.
in the Ilau, the 72 who died KIA in Vietnam. That was done. And then we've done the one in the Bugan. And now we're going to be doing a new one, which is the Bishop Flores Loop. Right at the Rotary, where you come up the old hospital.
Yes.
Splits off to hospital, down to Tuman, down toward GPO, that
Yes.
Rotary. We're going to do that, and we're going to do
Bishop
that.
Flores Loop.
Bishop Flores Loop, exactly right.
Okay, and so what do you have in mind for that area?
We have a lot of different things in mind of that. One of them is to be able to put lighting that's energy efficient, so we don't
Okay.
have to pay so much power for it. That's one. Two, we want to try to redo Archbishop Flores' statue, because it's been there for a long time and needs to be redone. We want to put it back to its glory. And when we do that, and by the way, I've spoken to a gentleman from, actually David Sue at Royal Orchid, who said that he's affiliated with a large construction company who might be able to bring somebody in just for that purpose of reconditioning the statue. We're working with the Archbishop, Anthony Aperon, to be able to do the same project, the Filipino community Guam, and
GVB. Yes, and of course
GHRA too.
GHRA and all of the private companies. And this is going to be a community effort. And again, no government funds will be used for that. And so we're really excited about it. But one of the projects that we're currently working on with Mr. Israel is to put trash cans and signs down in Tuman, working with GHRA, GVB.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so I just want him to kind of explain what his efforts are on that one, because he's really the driving force behind this particular campaign that we're trying to do.
Okay, I'm ready for this one.
Well, Tuman is the eyes and the soul of Guam to the whole world. And unfortunately, it's been trashed. It is continuously being trashed. Why? Because it's not because of a lack of laws, but a lack of enforcement. That's the key to everything. If you don't have enforcement, people by their very nature will just go their separate ways. We do have a need for signs to say where the parkings are, illegal parking, no littering, and what constitutes littering. We don't have any of that. And lastly, enforcement of the litter laws. There's a $500 fine, and that will be a boon to the depleted treasury of Guam if we enforce the litter laws.
Right, we have a $500 fine for littering on the books?
Yes.
I had no
It goes up to
idea.
1,000.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
seriously.
I don't know anybody, I can't remember anybody ever being arrested
I can
or
address
cited.
that. None. I checked on it, and At one time, as I said, this dates back to nearly 8 years now that I've been trying to do something. I've
Okay.
approached. The law says that only certain people are authorized or to be deputized to issue litter laws. Among them are the police department, the mayor's office, and GEPA. GEPA is the major one. When I approached GPA, I says, why don't you deputize the employees, the security people of the hotel, and allow them to issue litter fines? And they said, no, we don't want to do that. We want to keep this for ourselves. Well, fine. Why don't you work on Saturdays and Sundays when most of the litter occurs? Oh, no, we don't work on Saturdays and Sundays. Our work hours are from Monday to Friday. So it's a culture. But with Ms. Attorney Shimizu taking control of this, we've placed a self-imposed deadline of May 1st. And I'm holding her to it.
A self-imposed deadline of May 1st for what?
Enforcement of the litter laws and the parking laws.
Okay.
But before we can enforce the laws, we've got to put up some signs.
Right, to know what's littering and what's not.
That parking signs, the no parking signs or illegal parking signs is again another sore spot. It's a tug of war between Public Works, the police department, and the mayor's office. Public Works got fed up. They have the signs made at my request. They gave it to the police department. The police department tried to do something about it, but they needed guidance from the mayor's office. And the mayor's office refused to do that. So eventually, the signs were dumped into the mayor's office and says, you put it up where you want to. That was nearly 8 years ago.
Oh, is that right? Well, what areas were it that you don't want people to park?
Okay, no, it's not don't park. Right now, they're parking helter-skelter. They're parking in front of fire hydrants. They're parking right at the intersection. They're double parking. Some are parking diagonal. Some are parking horizontal. The net result, a 60-foot wide road has become a 10-foot lane on Saturdays and Sundays. That's just one item, huh? The other item is trash on the beach. You've got to have rules as to what constitutes trash. My idea of it is that anything that you do not hold in your hand or is not on your beach mat or beach blanket is considered litter.
Okay.
You can't leave it on the sand. Because people will have drinks down there. They should keep it in their own area.
Oh, inner area. No putting your frosty beverages in the sand next to you.
Or in your hand.
It should be in the cooler.
Yeah.
Or in your hand.
Or in your
likely.
hand.
Okay. All right. So
And yet
that would allow you.
department
Okay, so
going
they
up
could go
and down.
around.
They have the police department is right at the corner, and they go up and down the beach, and they go through the congested parking, and nothing is being done.